Hello, fellow American patriots. I wanted to bring something to your attention. If you are confused regarding Turkey's behavior in regards to what's happening in Israel, considering that Turkey is a NATO member, I wanted to bring something to your attention that happened a while ago, but not many people picked up upon. I'm going to start. I'm going to interject, of course, when I need to, but I'm going to just have the article play itself.
Turkey quietly renounces NATO links, but not NATO benefits. Commentary. Turkey on August 3rd made its most pointed renunciation of its ties to NATO. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who was sworn into office again on June 2nd, restructured his armed forces leadership, removing all leaders who had held NATO appointments. Turkey, as a result, has stopped attempting to balance its NATO membership off against its commitments to Russia. It has, de facto, now thrown in its lot with Eurasia. The new appointments come amidst a crisis in the Turkish armed forces, which have seen, in recent years, a marked decline in the professionalism of key officers. President Erdogan has favored political loyalty to him over operational experience, often replacing professional military leaders with gendarmerie generals. The Turkish Supreme Military Council met on August 3rd at the presidential palace under the chairmanship of President Erdogan, with the main focus on the annual reviews of the senior officers of the Turkish armed forces. Before the meeting, and in accordance with protocol, the president accompanied members of the YA to the mausoleum of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, where he laid a wreath and signed the official book, in which
he did that because he has to. He completely despised the entire Turkish Republic and the regime that Mustafa Kemal Ataturk has created and built upon. And the main person that's against the spirit of the Turkish Revolution, the Turkish Republic's system, which was created and put into practice by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, is Erdogan. And he will, get rid of it slowly. The sentence, the title, Turkish Republic, in Turkish, which is Türkiye Cumhuriyeti, has been almost stripped of any public institution. It's just in initials now, TC. And even that is slowly going to disappear. One of the things that he did was to add other people onto the Turkish lira, pictures of others, instead of only Ataturk. In other words, the whole thing is being watered down until he gathers enough momentum where he can banish it altogether. Overwhelming majority of his supporters are, just as the article says, are loyal to him, because that's how Turkish society is structured. It goes back to the Ottoman Turks, where there is one leader, there is one decider, whatever that person says goes. And that blip of modernization and individual thought that rose within the geography of Turkey under the umbrella of Turkish Republic with Mustafa Kemal Ataturk has been piece by piece taken apart and destroyed not long after his death, which is goes back to the 1930s. So it's tragic, but that's a completely different discussion altogether. A lot of the military personnel in Turkey have been raised through the military culture that Mustafa Kemal Ataturk has left behind, which was one of the things that could save Turkey and has saved Turkey multiple times, because the members of the military were believers and followers of the principles of the Turkish Republic, which was laid by and left behind by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Erdogan learned his lessons very well. So one of the things that he did as soon as he could was to change the military leadership by organizing fake coups and so forth, which I have talked about in the past. So that the most important thing is people's allegiance to him, not their expertise in any given position. Expertise can be gained by, well, forcing them to do the task that they don't have the expertise in and hoping that they will survive, or just rinse and repeat and just keep replacing people. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is that they stay loyal to Erdogan.
After praising the role of the armed forces, referred to the new strategic goal of the country as the Century of Turkey, promising an increase in the strength of the army. The Century of Turkey plan, which includes the Blue Homeland Doctrine, specifically targets the interests of Greece. Senior officers were promoted who were known for their anti-Western profile and who were involved in the contrived 2017 Ergenekon and 2013 Variopola purge scandals. A new Chief of General Staff was appointed, along with a new Chief of Land Forces and a new Chief of Air Force, while the Chief of Naval Forces remained in his position. The new Chief of the General Staff was the former 2nd Army Commander, General Metin Gürak, who replaced General Yasar Güler, who was appointed Defense Minister in the new government in June 2023. Deputy Chief of General Staff General Selçuk Bayrak.
By the way, allegiance will not save you to any sort of reprisal that may come from Erdogan. You may think that, okay, I'm going to stay loyal to him, forget the Republic, forget the Constitution, which it was rewritten in the 80s, and from 80s till now, you got to remember, from 1980 till now, right? Almost 70% of that Constitution is null and void because it has been changed. The Constitution is Turkish Constitution is a constitution in name only. You can be completely loyal to him, and that will not save you in any way, shape, or form. Many have done so, and many have paid the price, thinking that they're safe.
Daroglu was named as Commander of Land Forces. Chief of Air Force and Anti-Aircraft Missile Defense General Ziya Simul Kadoyglu was named Commander of the Air Force. Admiral E. Tatlioglu, the Chief of the Southwestern Command, remained in his position. During the meeting, 32 senior officers were promoted and 63 officers of the rank of colonel or equivalent became senior officers. It was decided to increase the number of senior officers by 20 to reach 286, to fill administrative positions, as many new brigade and especially commando-level formations had been created. General Gürak became the first Chief of General Staff to be appointed without prior service as a chief of a service branch. This requirement had been dropped by President Erdogan to give him more flexibility in appointing loyalists to the top post. None of the newly appointed chiefs have served in NATO or other Western countries' posts or schools, despite the fact that, in the TSK, officers with NATO experience had been highly regarded.
Consider yourself a military position holder, a general that descends from any other NATO member state, and you are to have some sort of some sort of drill with your counterpart from Turkey. And these people have never held positions such as this. We're talking about zero experience. It's like Obama, when he became a senator, as a freshman senator, first thing that he did, despite the fact that his accomplishments were a blank piece of paper, he turned and ran for president. It's kind of like that. These guys have nothing. They have done nothing. They are literally nobodies. And think of yourself as someone who has tremendous amount of military experience and has earned his stripes or her stripes, and you have to liaise with these people and put out some sort of operation or operational exercise. Imagine the nightmare that would cause, and the lack of balance between understanding of the task at hand.
The Chief of General Staff, General Gurak, does have operational experience. From his service with the 2nd Armored Brigade of the 1st Army, and as commander of the Army Air Force and the 4th Army Corps, he is familiar with the operational plans concerning the Aegean and Thrace. He served as an advisor in Libya when Turkey established military bases and supported Islamist forces against Cairo-backed General Khalifa Haftar. General Gurak speaks Arabic, considered important at a time when Erdogan is investing in relations with the rich Arab countries of the Gulf.
Erdogan and his regime are extremely close to Qatar. Certain portions of Bodrum, which is essentially it's within the Mediterranean coast, southern Mediterranean coast of Turkey, and some of the most valuable real estate in Turkey has been parceled off and sold to Arab buyers, specifically Qatari money. Even the Qatari regime sent a jet valued $400 million to Erdogan. And this is years ago. I made a video about it.
He took a controversial stance on the night of the July 15th.
And in the last World Cup, the Turkish police was sent over to Qatar to pull security.
2016. Coup attempt as commander of the 4th Army Corps and Ankara Fortress, and was appreciated by Erdogan for the assistance of the 2nd Army units in the earthquakes of February 2023, since the affected regions were in his area of responsibility. The new Air Force chief has neither NATO nor any particular operational experience. He is, however, considered an extreme nationalist. He was also involved on the night of the coup attempt at the Air Operations Center. President Erdogan also conducted another purge of the Police Security Directorate in early August 2023.
Nationalism in the Turkish context means having an extreme allegiance to the leader, not direct allegiance to the land. The people he got rid of were the ones that had complete allegiance to the land and the Constitution, which is why, regardless of who came to power throughout Turkish history, they managed to subvert any and every institution of government with the exception of the military. The closest they have ever come was to create right-leaning or left-leaning juntas within the military, which then military quashed and took power and restored order, then relinquished that power and allowed the direct democracy, which is what's practiced in Turkey, to resume and reestablish itself. This not patriotism. They will call it that, but that's just titling. In practice, it's allegiance to Erdogan and Erdogan alone. And if there is any allegiance to the land, it's through Erdogan.
Again favoring political loyalists over professional and operationally experienced officers. 52 out of a total of 81 prefectural directors, who were considered loyal to former Interior Minister Süleyman Soylu, were removed.
Turkey is not European. Turkey sees itself as a part of the Muslim world. Geographically, you can make a European argument. But the point is, the people, the overwhelming majority of it, are raised to not see themselves that way. Is there a very, very small majority, that makes no freaking sense, very small minority of Turks that are actually aware of what's happening within their country and what has been happening in their country? Yes. Are some of them in diaspora all over the world? Yes. But if you took those Turks, you could probably fill a sports stadium with it. And that's it. Out of 80 some million people. So it's I'm not going to tell you that it's a complex issue. You know that already. The point is, these are some of the reasons as to why Turkey is behaving the way that it does. They always wanted the benefits of being around West. Never the responsibilities that come along with it. And this is the political behavior that of a child. Let me be friends with you so I can get the benefits of it. But as soon as I am needed by you, I'll find an excuse to just disappear. And they think that the world is too stupid to notice this, which is the goof of all time. Forgotten country.